When I think about holy names, I think about warmth, I think about love,
academics, spirituality,
a sense of confidence,
having the power of God in my life.
It's so special and so unique.
It gets better all the time.
You are surrounded by excellence.
The holy names connection goes a whole lot deeper and is a lot broader than you would think.
We have a wonderful program, and these girls have a great opportunity as a result of going to school here.
It's a great education for a young woman.
It's a part of the community that we would hope would remain for at least another 100 years.
I always felt it was an honor and a privilege to attend this school, and everything about it was special to me.
It was a good education, an all-around education.
Obviously the building is a huge part of our memories, I think. It's a beautiful building.
There's something about this place. It has a spirit to it.
I walked in these doors and I was just awed because it's so grand and it's also very feminine. It's everything that a girl would dream of, almost palace-like.
You know, when you're only 13 and coming into this building is quite impressive.
I remember thinking that it felt more like a home than a high school and like some of the other large schools that I had visited.
There's no other school in Seattle that I am aware of that has parlors. These are really very distinctive.
I was always impressed by the parlors. It was reflective of what the school was and is, and it kind of set the stage for what the school was all about. And the chapel was always really beautiful. I always loved the chapel.
The chapel always has real special memories for me. It's just beautiful.
And I think I always will also remember the liturgies and masses that we had in the chapel because of its beauty.
It felt so state-of-the-art and cool to have a biology lab and a chemistry lab.
I loved the auditorium, the stage, the green room in the back.
The electrical panel behind the stage. Before they upgraded the theater, that was your mechanism to do lights for productions. And so you'd sit there, your fingers spread, hoping you hit every breaker, and then the end of the act would come and go for it.
And of course the infamous bubble.
The swell on the first floor.
As you walked, you know, gave way.
It was great. You're just walking down the hall with a little extra bounce.
That was something that we always did, was run and walk and jump on it.
That was so heartbreaking when they finally fixed it.
It's definitely a shared place in the Academy that people of all generations, I know for many years, treasure and value and have lots of great stories about.
But the one thing about the building is you can come back, and as soon as you step in, it's home.
There really were some phenomenal teachers here, and it was obvious that they cared about our learning.
Women who were really ahead of their time. They had had some experiences and imparted that kind of wisdom to us.
Truly feminists in empowering women.
One of the sisters who taught us home economics here as a senior, and I remember her saying how important it was for a woman to have her own money.
We were inspired by the faculty.
I was taught to value and remain committed to community service, and I was really introduced to that here at the Academy.
The focus on service and that you are part of a broader community and you have responsibility to do what you can to help others in need.
Not only were we required to perform community service and get credit for that, but we were also just taught that it was something that we should be doing based on Christian values.
I think there were a number of teachers who really kind of pushed you to try things that were beyond your comfort zone and stretch you in new ways.
You get tasked with so much, and there were such high expectations that it wasn't just arrive at school, be prepared, succeeding your classes. It was be on your game, get your best grades, be involved in at least one sport, if not three, be in a couple of clubs, be totally engaged in the entire community. It wasn't just show up and go to class.
There was a lot of creative outlet within the school, and if that was what you were into, they would let you take that path. All the things that I was involved in was, sports and yearbook and drama.
Peace Education Board, Sport and Spirit, Minority Student Union.
Being on the debate team.
I ran for class president and I lost by 8 votes.
I learned how to play guitar while I was here, which ended up being a huge part of my life.
Go, go, go with Joe.
Karen was a pickleball champion at one point.
I'm so proud.
We played tennis. And that was before the gym, of course. We played in an open court outside.
And the gym, as I remember, was really rather dinky and dark and almost kind of a scary place to go.
But I do remember the gym, and I was so thrilled when we got a real gym.
When I was a senior in high school, that's when we actually had the grand opening of the gym. It was the first time.
The new gym was a great addition, both for my class and many classes to come. What I noticed is I think the gym, being new and having the best of facilities and equipment, really encouraged all of us to think about being involved in athletics and remaining physically fit.
We didn't win all the time, but we had a good time.
And of course, no one will ever forget those incredible shorts that we wore for PE class.
We had 2 different uniforms. When I was a freshman, we had these really horrible navy blue jumpers.
Started out with the jumpers, and I think we ended up with the skirts.
Starting my sophomore year is when Holy Names went to the plaid skirt, the navy blue jacket, and the white blouse with the Peter Pan collar.
We were the last class that had the old blue plaid skirts. They collected all of our skirts and stitched them together and made a skirt for the dome out of our skirts.
And we went from the Joyce shoes to the saddle shoes.
When you go to Holy Names, you get to be the best person that you can be.
The faculty all gave you the support you needed, but you were expected to live up to your potential.
I think you can become a very well-rounded person at this school. There's lots of opportunity to explore what you want to explore and be good at what you're good at.
Well, there was always one activity after another.
Career Day was always fun. We had Earth Day.
Garrigan was a big event.
Of course, we always had the crowning of Mary.
I always loved Baccalaureate and the Mass of the Holy Spirit.
When you're that age, everything is a big event.
During your senior year, the tradition of coming up the stairs for the senior prom.
You would bring your prom date up and introduce your prom date to the sisters and the teachers. And we'd all come up the steps and come into the parlors, and it was an amazing experience. And you felt so beautiful in your prom dress and so proud that you were graduating from such a great school.
I just think that's an awesome tradition. That's gone on for a long time.
And the neighborhood still turns out.
Moms and dads would stand out and watch. I think that's so cool.
I always looked forward to our sport and spirit assemblies every year.
Anytime we had an assembly, I always thought that was just fun, just the way that the hierarchy of how you sat in the auditorium.
I liked the handing down of the class names.
Each class had a name.
I'll never forget I was a piper. I think they still do that today.
If you're a piper, you're a piper. And I thought that was
If you're
really
a skipper,
cool.
you're a skipper.
So the cohesion we had amongst the pipers from the class of 1995, I'll never forget.
There are a lot of high energy, strong, bright girls in our class.
The school attracted, I think, young women with common interests. And for that reason, I think we've remained friends all these years.
The opportunity of meeting girls from all over the greater Seattle area was wonderful too.
You actually knew people from all over the city, which you wouldn't have known had you just stayed at your local high school.
The school has also grown. I'm very proud that 33% now have people of color. I'm proud that there are so many scholarships available to these young women.
The student body seems really diverse. I mean, it was diverse when we were here too, but it was mostly just girls that were coming out of the Catholic schools. Now it seems to be an excellent mix of students coming in. And I think they all add to the character of the school.
It was really nice having the opportunity to get to meet people outside of the classroom.
Holy Names always had this sisterhood that you can't get anywhere else. You always have that common bond. It's sisterhood in God, not just for the rest of your life, but also as you pass it down to your family as well.
Once you went to Holy Names, then people were your friends for life. I don't care if they're 10 years older than me or 20 years younger. They are part of my family.
You know, I think this environment nurtures that kind of really close friendship.
The friendships that were made and that have lasted for all these years.
It's just really great to have known somebody that long, you know, since you were 15 years old.
I always love reading all the comments that are in your yearbook, like, I'll never forget you.
You know, sometimes I'll get my yearbook out and I'll read something, and somebody will write, really? We did that? I don't remember doing that.
In the one book it said I wanted to be a model. Wouldn't that have been wonderful?
I love reading those things. It reminds me of the people and who they were. And as a result, sometimes I try and look them up and connect with them.
We still travel together. We still get together every Christmas for a luncheon.
The class reunions are always interesting and fun, and they've evolved over the years, so they're just all the girls. And so you go and you just have a really great time, and you visit with all these different people, and you know, they've turned out to be amazing young women, amazing middle-aged women.
So I came to new parent orientation, and I had to stop myself from crying. I could not be happier that she is going to have the opportunity to experience this caliber of academic program, this environment in which truly lifelong friendships are formed. I can't imagine being able to offer her anything better.
This amazing school actually has helped me all through my business career, because I am so proud of being able to say that I am a Holy Names graduate. I think people think I'm smart just because I went here.
When I was a freshman at the U, my English teacher pulled me aside and he said, "Where did you go to high school? You are so well prepared."
I've been told in one form or another that I've excelled or had opportunities presented to me because of my strong writing skills. And so it's been such a joy and a pleasure for me to continue to thank all of the sisters who were my English teachers.
It made me a star on our little trivia team with my friends because I have a depth of knowledge that came out of this education that they don't have.
I think being part of Holy Names is like having an academic pedigree. And I am so proud of this school and where it is today. I mean, it was a good school when we were there, but it is an amazing school now.
It's a really contemporary, comprehensive education in a traditional setting.
And as I see the girls now, who are so well-rounded and confident and involved in so many clubs, I wish I could go back.
The years that I taught here and coached the swim team were wonderful.
Oh, we need tissues.
I can say for myself, I don't have any unpleasant memories about my 4 years here at Holy Names.
I've had a wonderful experience and just want that for everyone else.
There's a place for everyone at Holy Names.
It'll make you a stronger woman.
And come out a healthy, happy adult.